Law is a great discipline for the mind. It teaches you how to think clearly, precisely, and accurately. Every word has its definite meaning and must find its proper place in its own context. These words are of the first Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court post independence, Mr. M.C. Chagla. Hi budding lawyers, my name is Prasad Naidu and in this video I'll be talking about an autobiography of Mr. M.C. Chagla, a renowned jurist, judge, educationist, diplomat and central cabinet minister. Educated in Xavier School and College in Mumbai, after which he went to Lincoln College in Oxford. After returning to India, he taught law at the Government Law College, Bombay. He successfully became a judge of the Bombay High Court and then its Chief Justice. Apart from these, Mr. Chagla held many other important offices. He was the Vice Chancellor of Bombay University, served on the Law Commission, became acting Governor of Bombay, ad hoc judge at the International Court of Justice. Thereafter, for 3 years, he was India's ambassador to the United States of America and for 1 year, High Commissioner for India in United Kingdom. As a member of Indian Cabinet, first as a Minister of Education and then of External Affairs, he came into the limelight of Indian politics. He was also the President of the Supreme Court's Bar Association from 1971 to 1973. Mr. Chagla was a born Muslim, but the name Chagla in the Muslim community is a bit rare, isn't it? There is a small story behind it. Chagla is not his original surname. In his youth, he was called Merchant, as his father and grandfather both were merchants. But he did not like this name due to its association with money. So he went to his grandfather one day and asked him what should he call himself. His grandfather promptly replied Chagla, as his father, that is Chagla's great-grandfather, had Chagla as his pet name, which in Kutchi language means favorite. Chagla promptly adopted the new surname. The book covers his childhood and continues his journey to the parliament. It contains incidents from his college days in Oxford, his law practice at Bombay, his struggles, his experience as a judge, chief justice, ad hoc judge at the International Court, and then his experience as a politician. It also contains letters exchanged between him, Jawaharlal Nehru, and Morarji Desai. Through the whole process of reading it, you'll notice his upfront and unbiased attitude towards his views regarding controversial topics like partition, reservation system, Kashmir, his opinions regarding Jinnah, Nehru, etc. There are many things I want to share about him, but in this video, we'll just go through some of them. There are many people who confess that they cannot understand how advocates defend bad causes. There is also a belief that an advocate's function consists for the most part in showing white as black and black as white. Chagla's answer to this was, the only answer that one can give to this popular misconception is the famous answer that Johnson gave to Boswell when he was asked what he thought of an advocate supporting a cause which he knew to be bad. Johnson's answer was that the advocate did not know it to be good or bad till the judge determined it for him and for others. Therefore, the duty of the advocate is to do his best for his client. He is, after all, the client's mouthpiece, and he must put before the court all the aspects of the case which are favorable to his client. But he must do so fairly, without misleading the court and without concealing from it anything that is his duty to divulge. But he is not concerned with the final result. That rests with the judge, and it is ultimately for the judge to decide which side is right and how justice should prevail. Secularism as a legal concept means equality before law, and there must be no distinction between one person and another as far as the application of law is concerned. On the topic of secularism, he says, in my opinion, secularism is much more than that. Secularism is an attitude of the mind and a quality of the heart. A man with a secular outlook looks upon all persons as human beings, pure and simple, equally estimable or preciously not only in the eye of law but in eye of God. You refuse to classify people according to the religious labels which you attach to them. You do not think of a man as a Hindu, a Muslim or a Christian, but merely as a human being. He also describes a small incident here. I remember when I went to the United States as an ambassador, when I was asked at my first press conference whether I was a Muslim, I answered, "How is it any of your business what my religion is? That is purely my personal affair. All that you have right to know is that I am an Indian and proud to be an Indian. When I meet an American, I do not ask him, 'Are you a Protestant or a Catholic or a Jew?' To me, he is a citizen of the United States and I treat him as an American. I do not understand why you take this attitude when you are dealing with the people of India." Sometimes later, the Congress party put him a proposal to stand from Aurangabad because the majority of the population there was Muslim. Mr. Chagla was very angry. He said it was an insult to me to be asked to stand from Aurangabad merely because I would succeed by getting Muslim votes there. If my non-Muslim fellow citizens had no confidence in me, I would rather not go to parliament than go with the help of communal votes. We'll end it here with an incident from his judicial career. Mr. Daftari, ex-Attorney General, used to make a joke about him. If you are arguing an appeal before Chagla and you had to open the appeal, provided you stated that you were appearing for a widow or a minor or a poor man, half the appeal was won. To which Chagla had to say, "I agree that ultimately the judge has to decide according to law and not according to his own private philosophy or inclination. But as I said, when you can decide a case one way or the other and still be right, justice demands that you should try to redress the balance, since it is usually weighted against the weak and the vulnerable. It is they who need the protection of the court more than the rich and the powerful." This book is about such a huge personality. To respect him, his sculpture was made, which is still present on the 3rd floor of Bombay High Court. I strongly recommend you to read this book. I keep on making such videos on books and other topics which are helpful for lawyers and law students. So if you haven't, then do subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any videos. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.